What's up, guys? Thank you so much for continuing to follow our Calm in the Chaos series on dealing with anxiety. The second thing that I want to talk to you guys about today is having healthy outlets, and maybe even more importantly than that, actually using them. Because I think that most of us can probably think of some healthy coping mechanisms or outlets that we do have. It's just, if we're honest with ourselves, we tend to rarely use them to deal with our anxiety. And before we talk about the healthy outlets, I think it's also imperative that we talk about the unhealthy ones as well. I know that for me and most of my life, my main coping mechanism was self-harm or cutting, which is obviously extremely unhealthy in several ways. And for those of you that are outside of the mental health community, or maybe just haven't experienced anxiety or depression quite to that severity, self-harm might seem foreign, psychotic, or honestly just flat out weird. You see, anxiety is emotional. It can show itself through physical symptoms, but it derives from our brain, our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions. So unfortunately, the reason that some people tend to revert to self-harm is because their mind tricks them into thinking that the only way they'll be able to get rid of that overwhelming feeling of anxiety and depression is to divert the mind's focus to physical pain rather than emotional pain. And I think we tend to use these unhealthy ways to deal with our anxiety for a couple of main reasons. Either A, we believe that other outlets won't be as effective, or they won't be effective enough, or B, we just don't know or haven't been given any healthy options before. I'm here to tell you that using unhealthy outlets to deal with your anxiety never ever ends well. For me, it would only provide a very temporary relief, and it would always leave me worse off both emotionally and physically. Luckily, with the help of my wife, counselors, and just some inner analysis, now I've been able to identify some healthy outlets for when I'm feeling anxious or depressed or overwhelmed that are extremely effective, and honestly, they're very sustainable as well. Now, it doesn't have to be a list of 25 different ways to cope. Just think of a few. I know that mine are going for a run, playing music, playing the piano, designing clothes, and honestly just being in nature. So you can see that those are just some super simple, practical things that I just love to do. So I'd encourage you guys today to think of 2 to 3 healthy outlets for yourself. They might be similar to mine, or they could be totally different. If you're having trouble identifying them like I did, I put a link in the description to an article that lists some of the common healthy ways to cope with anxiety. And remember, saying these things is 1,000 times easier than actually doing them. So I'd encourage you to maybe find a friend or a family member that can keep you accountable to the things on your list for when you're feeling overwhelmed with anxiety. Most importantly though, give yourself lots of grace, because change does not come overnight, and keep doing your best, because that is good enough. And never ever give up, because we are in this together. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for your support, and I'll talk to you soon.